And now, the Lin Wu Chronicles, The Apple Hill Witch, written by P.A. Clark, read by Kate Lure. The Apple Hill Witch. I stepped softly as I snuck up on the raven which had perched itself on a hay bale near my cousin Curtis. "Curtis, smile," I whispered as I held my camera up, hoping to get the perfect shot. Curtis just looked back at me, disinterested in the whole affair, as if I was an annoyance to him. Then he abruptly stood and stomped off across the field, scaring the crow away as he went. I watched in disappointment as the startled bird flew off into the distance toward the woods that sat near the edge of the Creaky Hollow pumpkin patch. I sighed, deeply realizing that Curtis wasn't going to change his mood no matter what I did. I had no idea what was bothering him, but he had been acting pouty all day, rarely interacting with his classmates. When he did acknowledge them, it was usually just a brief comment or a slight nod of the head. Otherwise, he just kept to himself and barely spoke to me. It definitely wasn't healthy behavior for a boy his age, and it pained me to see him that way. His mother, my Auntie Carol, had asked me to accompany him on his school field trip to the Creaky Hollow Ranch earlier in the week. Creaky Hollow was one of the many sites hosting a pumpkin patch on Apple Hill, a circular-based farming community where seasonal events occurred regularly. I agreed to her request and was hoping to have a fun-filled day with him, considering I hadn't seen Curtis since he was 5 years old. He was now 9, but not very tall for his age. In fact, he was the smallest boy in his class as far as I could tell, and he seemed to be extremely self-conscious about it. Auntie Carol hoped that having a younger person like me on his field trip with him would help heighten his spirits, but my being with him seemed to have the opposite effect, or at least didn't appear to matter to him. I even wore a flashy witch's costume that included a red knee-length dress with red and yellow striped sleeves, accompanied by a black cape and a small pointed hat. But due to the cold weather, I elected to wear red sweatpants under my costume instead of going bare-legged. The first thing Curtis said when he saw me in the morning was, "Aren't you supposed to be 19 now?" I wished there was something I could do for him as I watched him walk past a group of boys who had also decided to stay late after the buses left. They had been brought up to the ranch by a female chaperone, too.